that it gets hijacked by people who may genuinely be white supremacists, fascists, and so on?
Well, not really. So the idea of Christian nationalism is just that Christians remain the culturally dominant force in the United States. That's it. That's the entire proposition. Everything else is an addition. So the gentleman over here, for instance, a quick question for you.
In this clip, we're going to watch Andrew Wilson absolutely demolish the whole panel, especially this gentleman right here who can't help himself, who clearly is just chomping at the bit to come off and tell Andrew Wilson about his own ideology, which is Christian nationalism. Andrew Wilson is going to dismantle. Who is this man? Chris Hedge. Okay, I didn't think it was Chris Hedges. Andrew Wilson is going to dismantle Chris Hedge. This isn't Chris Hedge's first time on Piers Morgan's show. Chris Hedge acts as though he knows what he's talking about. He was already complaining about power and Christianity. I personally don't think that there's anything wrong with that. But we're going to watch Andrew Wilson do what he does best. We love it. Thank you, Piers Morgan, for this delicious new clip of Andrew Wilson destroying another leftist lunatic.
Is Jesus Christ God?
I believe so, but I don't believe in imposing my opinions on others.
Okay, got you. So Jesus Christ is God. So all the religions are false?
No, I don't believe that at all. I believe in my house there are many mansions. So here's God has many ways of the truth. Yeah, I don't think I'm better than anyone because Christ's movement is about humility. Christ's movement is not about public domination and power.
I just want to make sure I got this right. Are all other religions false?
I don't believe that at all, no. And I don't believe right-wing Christianity is true either.
Is Islam
right-wing Christianity does not...
Answer my question, dude.
MAGA
is Islam
does
true?
Not fight for the teachings of Christ.
Is Islam true? Is Islam true?
Islam believes in the same God as Christians. Do you believe we should welcome the stranger as God and Christ command, or do you believe in Donald Trump?
Wait, they believe Jesus Christ is God?
It's not my religion. They believe Christ is a prophet.
So then it's
the Virgin
false.
Mary is mentioned more in the Holy Quran than she's mentioned in the Bible.
I'm going to walk you through the logic here. If Jesus Christ is God,
what are the Christ teachings that Trump fights for, my friend?
Then it is the case.
What are the gospel teachings your movement fights for? Your movement uses Christ as a prop, and you legislate against his commands.
Stop filibustering.
Dude, you interrupted me.
Your question. So I was in the middle of, I asked you a single question and was getting to the follow-up, and you go on these long diatribes.
You asked two questions.
Listen to what I'm saying.
You asked two questions, my friend.
Logically, if it's the case that Jesus Christ is God, and that is true, then Islam has to be false, and you have to proclaim that that is the case as a follower of Christ.
It's too bad the founding fathers didn't have that system in our country.
Well, the thing that's so funny is that you say that you're a progressive Catholic. You're worried about Christians in power. You say that Christians are out here. Oh, Andrew, Christians are out here. They should be looking at these other immigrants as religious refugees. That's what you said, your own words.
They're actually Christian refugees. At our border, they are Christian refugees that y'all have been socialized to call illegal.
Then how come you lobbied for Kamala Harris, raised money for the Harris campaigns, a Democrat operative, when she said that she wanted staunch border policies? She literally went to Guatemala and said, "You're not allowed to come. Do not come."
I know she did. I'm not a Democrat, my friend. I'm not a Democrat. Her policies cause less harm than Trump's.
You happen to be a Democrat operative.
Her policies cause less harm than Trump's, my friend. And her policies were closer to the actual teachings of Christ than Trump. Let me ask you.
Then that would be the exact same logic that we would have.
May I respectfully ask you one question?
Can I ask you one question? You're such a hypocrite, by the way.
Will you please? May I please ask you one question now that you've asked me so many? And now that you've called...
Actually, this man's name is John Fugelsang. I'm looking at Rachel Wilson, Andrew Wilson's wife's tweet about this current debate that we're watching. I don't know who dude is, all right? Like, I don't. Like, dude is weird. All right, real talk. Andrew Wilson is killing it. We say Jesus Christ is God. Jesus is king. Yes, for sure. And when he asked the question, and me particularly, I don't think that it makes me a stronger Christian to hate Muslims, so I don't do the whole Muslim hate thing. However, as a Christian, you are supposed to say that your religion is perfect and your religion is the one true religion. The problem is there's so many sects in Christianity who've been infiltrated for so long. It's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't, but whatever. But Andrew's making the perfect point. And this guy, I don't know how you can call yourself a progressive Catholic. I don't know how you can call yourself a progressive Christian. Christianity comes with fundamental values, and that's just a fact. And when I hear people say progressive Christian or progressive Catholic, which a Catholic is a Christian, you know what I mean? But It's because I don't know why we do that sectarianism either. But when I hear people do that, I'm like, what do you? Oh, is it for like the gay thing? So we could like have like gay marriage or something? I don't know. Anyway, guys, like, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell if you do like this clip. Thank you to everybody who's watching. Let's get back into the demolition of Andrew Wilson to John Fugelsang.
Call me names. Dude, hit the other cheek. I can take it. Call me more names. I want to ask you something. Please tell me one actual
heretic,
gospel commandment
Christian,
or teaching
liar,
of Christ.
Complete fraud.
Please tell me one actual gospel. Please tell us all and the viewers watching one actual gospel commandment or teaching of Christ that the MAGA movement fights for. Not what conservative Christians like. Something Christ, who is a mascot to this movement, actually commanded of us. Chapter and verse, if you can.
Sure.
Welcome the stranger. Individuals and nations take care of the poor. Stop executing people. Your movement.
Do you want me to answer?
Or you can answer the question then.
Please do.
You want me to answer, or are you going to answer? So the truth of the matter is that if you're really as concerned with the poor as you claim, you would be all about the MAGA movement, who's trying to stop job-crushing immigration
of the poor
to the United States. I'm giving it to you. Calm down.
Christ commands us to welcome the stranger.
Calm down so I can answer your question, lunatic. I'm going to answer it precisely. Here's how it works. If it is the case that you make these bold claims like you do in your book, that Christians ought to be paying taxes for the poor so that we could, for the poor, we got to give it all to the poor. That's what your view is.
That's not my suggestion, bro. That's Jesus' suggestion.
Then it would be the case that you would not want these job-crushing waves of mass migration coming to the United States, which displace
one teaching of Jesus,
the poor.
Andrew. Just one.
They displace the poor.
Give me one teaching of Christ.
I just explained to you that if it's the case,
of Christ you fight for.
I just did. I just explained to you, if you really want to uplift the poor, you don't do it with crushing mass migration.
What Jesus teaching did you explain?
I just explained to you that by your view of what Christians ought to be doing, we are doing it. Do you not understand this?
Christ says that individuals and nations will be judged. Christ says in Matthew 25 that individuals and nations will be judged, heaven or hell,
and
by how they care for the sick, care for the poor, welcome the stranger, and care for those in prison. MAGA legislates and votes against these commandments of Jesus.
And what was the Kamala Harris? What was the Kamala Harris Christian doctrine that you were for?
Kamala Harris is closer by light years to the teachings of Christ than the Republican Party, but I don't consider the Democrats. I'm not a Democrat. Where on the treatment of immigrants, on anti-racism, on women's equality, on helping the poor, on making healthcare more accessible, on having less gun violence. I could do it all day, my friend.
All right, Isabel.
So was that the epistle made it up? Jesus said, "Thou shalt not have guns."
Gentlemen, let the lady on the panel talk, please. Isabel.
Piers, I think this is precisely the problem, because it just goes to show how in Western society today, we are living in two completely alternate realities, largely based on the media that we are consuming, where you genuinely see this belief parroted among very mainstream Christians that the teachings and the policies of someone like Kamala Harris, who actively told Christians at her own rally, "You folks are at the wrong rally, please leave, there is no place for you here," that her policies would have been better for the United States of America. This is a woman who championed the abortion of more than 1 million per year in the United States of America, including through all 9 months of pregnancy and partial birth abortion, which
Bible's
is
not against abortion.
What we believe in the sanctity of life, especially as the Catholic Church. I should know myself, and maybe it's time to crack open a catechism to remind ourselves of that.
Abortions are legal and free in Israel right now. Judaism doesn't ban them.
Promoting.
What does that have to do with Christianity? Oh shit! I'm sorry. Oh, this is worse than I thought. Oh, wow. Wow.
Actual immigration policy
from that very Christian nation of Israel.
And when it comes to centering immigration policy,
Christ's religion doesn't ban abortion.
It starts with stopping the horrifying human trafficking of children and the rape of babies and toddlers that happens on the southern border every day. When it starts by lifting people out of poverty, it starts by giving people actual positions of employment that give them a long-term trajectory for financial success. These are Christian values, but our twisted, disgusting media in America and beyond has allowed for a very inverse reaction from Christians to believe in this version of toxic empathy where we are supposed to tolerate and endorse evil and call that following Christ. And I think the last few weeks have been a really powerful example for Christians around the world to realize we no longer can tolerate demonic evil in the spiritual warfare.
How did you feel, Isabel? Isabel, how did you, just on that?
All right, so, wow. first off, again, shout out to Andrew Wilson for absolutely demolishing this guy. But at the same time, what did he say? Abortions are legal in the Bible? Excuse me, abortions aren't banned in the Bible. And then his example, well, abortions are perfectly legal in Israel. What's going on in America? Like, what makes a person think that they can make that argument and it's going to make sense? Like, I got them. Watch this. Abortions are legal in Israel. I'm sorry. They're legal in Judaism. What the hell does that have to do with me? I'll leave it there. Great clip as always. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.